Okay, today we're going to go over functions, which is basically the formula that you're given in your classroom, I'm sure. Y equals f, which is function, times x. So you know the problem's going to be a times problem. And then what you're going to have is an in and out chart with the function in the middle, meaning whatever happens in this function gives you your output. So let's try a problem here. We'll have a 3 here, we'll have a 5 here, 7, 10. That's enough. So these are all going in. Okay. Okay, then your output will be a 9, a 15, an unknown, and then a 30. Okay. Now, we're trying to find out what times x, and this is x, this is x, and this is y. Okay, that's your output, y, x, x, whatever's times x. So what times 3 gives you 9? Well, that's pretty simple. 3 times 3 is 9, 5 times 3 is 15, 7 times 3 is 21, 10 times 3 is 30. So that one you can figure out basically on your own, okay? But unfortunately, it's going to get more difficult to the point where you just can't say one number, what's going to do it, what's going to cause this to happen. And that's when a technique that I think works for me and that will get you through this quicker to find at least your multiplier, and then find out if you need to add or subtract after that or not at all. Okay, and to explain that, I'm going to move on to another problem here. Let's see. Okay. Now that we're set up here, we're going to write a new formula or a new problem. Okay. First, we're going to put our basics on there. Y equals f times x, as we see that on there. Okay. And then we're going to move on and put our problem in with our x and y, our function, box, function. Okay. That's going to be in. It's going to be out. Okay. We'll start putting our numbers in. 4 going in. -1 going in. 6 going in. 3 going in. Don't know what it is. Going in. Okay. Coming out. We don't know what's coming out. Okay. Coming out again. -3. Coming out again. 11. Coming out again. 5. Coming out again. -1. Okay. So those are our numbers. Now, this problem just can't be figured out like the last one where you go 3 or 5 or whatever. No, you've got to figure out what is in this function. What's going on in here? What exactly is going on in here? Is it times 6 minus 12? What is it? We don't know. So the best way to do it is to use 2 formulas that I know that work quite well for this. All right? These formulas are the slope formula and the point slope formula. So let's do the slope formula. I'll also show you a slide of what it looks like from the internet. Slope is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Then once we solve that, and I'm going to do all this, but I'm just showing you right now. Once we do that, we solve for m. Then we're going to use the point slope formula, which is y minus y1 slope m x minus x1, and that is going to determine your whole function. for you. Okay? It's going to tell you what f is, your function. Okay? By doing these. Now first we just have to select some crazy numbers. So I'm going to set it up here, set it up here. Okay? Boom. There's our crazy numbers blocks right here. X and Y, X and Y. Okay? All right? And we need to label them as such. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. Catch on to that? Okay? Now our first couple, we're going to do -1 and -3. Okay? These are some crazy numbers to use. And the next one right below it. 6 and 11. Kind of big, but hey, we're doing what we're going to do. Okay? So, we make our line. We put our M there. Okay? And we start plugging in our values. But first, let's put our negative here and negative here. All right? And let's see. We're going to do Y2. Y2 is 11. Okay? And then Y1 is -3. Okay, so we got two negatives there. So we know what a negative and a negative make a positive, and that's what's going to happen here. Okay, sometimes they put parentheses on these. I put parentheses on these, but I want to make sure you don't get confused. You see two negatives there. One's a little higher than the other, but usually I put parentheses around it like that to make more sense of it. Okay, now the next part is x2, which is this, 6, which you've already selected, and -1. So it's another negative, so there. But make sure you understand this is not a multiplier against a 6, and this is not a multiplier against 11. All this is to show that it's a multiplier against the negative to the negative, okay? So what we do is we take it down the street here and rewrite it in its proper form so we know what we're dealing with. Does everybody see that now? This is actually this, okay, once that's all done. Then we add them together, 14 over 7, 6 plus 1 is 7, and that equals 2, okay? So M equals 2. So then this point slope formula up here, we plug it in. We're going to plug that sucker in. Are we ready for that? Here we go. So Y minus Y1, and we already selected our Y1, which will be a -3, okay, equals M. M is 2. X is minus x1, which is a -1. Remember, those affect each other inside, okay? And then we just start figuring out the math from there, okay? Y minus times Y, that's going to be Y, okay? Y plus 3 equals 2 times X plus 1. And that just simplifies the problem for you right there, just so you understand that it went from this to this because this and this and this and this were multiplied against each other, and that's what caused that to go to this. Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right, then we're going to move on. 2 times X is 2X, and then plus, because this can be a plus, 2 times 1 is 2. All right, so we're all together on that. Then we bring this down, Y plus 3. Okay, so we moved on down. I'm trying to do it step by step here. Then we have to move the 3 over here. So we have to subtract 3 from here and subtract 3 from here, which will cancel that one out and make it just Y. And that becomes 2X plus actually a -1. Okay, so it becomes 2X minus 1. Okay, can you see that? I hope you can see that. Let me bring it down a little here so you can see it. Y equals 2X minus 1. As you see the steps we all took to get through here, first we had to find the slope. Then once we found the slope, the slope was 2, then we use the point slope formula, which is this formula right here, and we just plugged in the numbers from the first group up here, into this problem, and then also the slope that we found from the two, the x2, y2, x1, y1, okay? And then we got our final answer, which is 2x minus 1. So that right there tells us what our multiplier is. Our multiplier is 2, okay? So 2, if you can see that up there, I'm going to have to bring the paper down a little. 2 minus 1. Now, let's see if the madness works. All right? So, 4 times 2 is 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. So I'm saying right now, out the door, in this box, the mystery box, it's a 7. Okay? So negative 1 times 2 is negative 2 minus 1, which is a plus, minus 1, which will be negative 3. Ah, it works. Okay, so 6 times 2, which is 12. 12 minus 1 is 11. Oh, we're on a roll here.